Hello everyone, Brooktician here, and today I'll be taking a look at the A-frame cabin set from LEGO Ideas, and I guess we'll start with the minifigures because they're the least interesting part. So, starting with I'm not going to get my normal setup up, but we got this minifigure with dual molded legs, both printing on the front and back, and reverse face printing once the camera focuses. So, pretty good figure. The only thing I don't really like, I don't really care for the um, hair piece. It just makes her head look twice as big. I'm not really a big fan of that piece. A little too crazy for my take. Um, so we put something back real quickly because the stand does not want to break. He's breaking on me. So I don't want to hold my phone the entire time. I need both hands to show you stuff. And it does not want to cooperate today. Come on. Okay, there we go. Next up here, got a figure, kind of a nice hairstyle, mustache. I do like the printing on this one. This is my personal favorite figure in it. Got dual loaded legs and two shades of brown. Um, the backpack does come off. It's kind of the same backpack we have gotten for over a decade now. There's back printing and reverse face print. I'm going to leave the backpack off for now because there's actually something I can show off later on inside the cabin. Next up here, I don't really care for this guy. I don't like that hair just kind of swept to the side. Just not the style I like. I do like the color of the pants, so face print's good. Got some back printing. One problem with the hair, so you can see a little bit of the face print in the back, and you can see that there's a worried face back there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this hair if you're not can't cover the both faces, and even if I turn the hair around, there's a little bit of a smirk coming out from underneath the hair. So yeah, I'm not really a fan of this figure. I don't like the hair, and I just don't like the pink jacket he's wearing. Now, last off, this is um, the figures right here. I do like her sweater. Dark green pants is unique. Good face print. I do like the hair with this girl. Alternate face and back printing. So those are the four main figures that come with this set. We will also come with a bunch of animals, but we'll get to those when we get to those. So let's get the main figures out of the way so we can explore their cabin without too much disturbance. So starting on the left, these just come off. There's two Technic pins that hold it kind of to place, but since they're kind of like how they are, they don't stay in very well. I would remove this one and replace it with a black beam, and that will hold it a lot better attached to the cabin. But it is what it is. I'm reviewing the set, how it's presented by the instructions, and that's kind of about it. So coming up here, you got a little bit of a place to keep wood. You got a good stack in there. I do love these wood prints that they have. There's a little wooden puck. You also got this little new butterfly piece with this pattern. There are four in the set, so look forward to seeing the rest. Then up here we got these leaves, and I really like getting these autumn colors in the leaves. The tree, there's some black bits in there, but it's not too noticeable, which is fine. Another black bit and a little bit gray shows there. Yeah, top, and we have a little bluebird, so plenty of wildlife in the set. And turning around to the backside, so you can kind of just see this little plain and bare. Not really much to show for that, but I'm going to show you all parts of the sets. So, moving on, we have the front. We'll start with the porch. The standout thing is this building technique where it uses Thor's hammers, and they're kind of meant to be off. So this is not a perfectionist set. It's going to be really hard for anybody who's a perfectionist. I want to get those perfectly straight. But the set does include a brick separator, so you kind of can go in there and just try to nudge them so you can try to get them a little bit more straight, which I kind of like. This is meant to be run down. If you look at the front, none of these plates are lined up exactly flat with each other, so this is supposed to be somewhat rustic looking. You can see a little bit of a butterfly there. On the porch, we have a lantern, a cup, a small cooker, and I think this is supposed to be a rocking chair using the Indiana Jones whips there. I do find that the railing is a really unique build for it, particularly at the ends. We have the smaller, you have to use a stick type piece there and there. Then we have a little bit of the stairs and a bucket there. One thing I like to do with this bucket, the instructions doesn't show this, is to put like a little bit of water there, because if this is a bucket just sitting out in the rain, it's going to fill up with a bucket with water. And we have a couple of little mushrooms there. And I'll let you show off the squirrel now. There's a little set of squirrel that we got in cheaper city sets, but it's kind of good just to get a little bit more wildlife in here, especially little. I'd actually like to if they had like a deer or a moose in the set, but beggars can't be choosers. Working our way up it, we have two clear studs, which I think are supposed to be lights of this on the set. Got another little print of the wood for a doorknob. Going up, we have bits of wood above the windows, another butterfly and a birdhouse up here. And then you get this window up there, which is a back of a bed frame there. Well, we'll get inside and you can see that a lot more clearly. So let's move the cabin out and we can move to the side. So both sides are exactly the same, just these wood panels going all the way up and down it. You can see this is how the other one's connected via that peg hole, the other bit of land. You can try to see through the windows a little bit there and there, a hint to the future. Moving to the back of the cabin, we got a shovel and toilet paper for when you need to go. Got a little bit of a shower back here. I think like the knob there, water comes out here. I bet it's cold. Got a little bit of soap that's sitting there once you're done. And then you got the gas and heating systems back here. So I guess there is a little bit, could be a little bit of heat in the in this cabin. And just to show you guys the side again, it's exactly the same as the other side. A little bit of studs and smooth tiles. And one thing as well, you got the chimney and a dust split for this upper level that comes off. But before we go to the cabin, let's finish exploring the outside with the other bit of terrain. So this one is where the canoe sits. So with the canoe, you got these little two stands that it goes on, and you just flip it over. You got a box back there with life preservers and a water bottle. You got a cute little otter, which I'm really fond of in this set. At my family's cabin, there's a little otter we see almost every time we go. Got a little frog and a little water feature there. Pretty clever building technique using this rock face / bark tree piece to on the side to kind of mimic a rock. You got leaves and mushroom on the ground, and that's actually a pearl gold leaf piece, and that's all over this yellow tree that we're gonna go for. You got some oars, a lantern, more mushrooms and foliage. It's pretty well detailed. It's gonna be hard to display a minifigure on this because of how rough the terrain actually is, but I think it actually works for the set. Looking at the tree, going up, you got another little butterfly there. This is my wife's favorite because it's purple. And then you got the golden leaves up here and some orange coming through. I'm not fond of this top. Just kind of this stick just kind of bends over and there's some leaves there. I'm not too fond of the same goes on the other tree. This one has a red bird on it, and if we work our way down, you can see more of the black and just kind of split the same way. And this one does have a lantern hanging from it. So now that we've gone to the outside of the cabin, oh, there's also a little butterfly here. I probably missed talking about that. Let's finally go inside. So the roofs both come off. They're not actually connected at all. They just come off. You don't even hear a click, nothing like that. So let's turn this to the side. So one feature as well is that the top of this cabin it is connected. Let me put my camera down and see if I can get this an angle. There it goes. So we can look at both sections. And you can kind of see what it has. So we'll start with the first floor. So when we open the window to get a little bit more light because it's kind of going to be a tight squeeze. So you have a Lego welcome mat that literally says Lego on it, which I think cool. Then you have this print above the door of tools, which I really like that print. It's solid. To the left of the door, you have a little peg of wood. I think it's supposed to be acting as a door. Oh, it's supposed to be a door stop when you put outside. There is no handle on the inside of the door, though. You can see there. Then you got a little geode piece there with a record player, and there's records below it. Coming to this side, there's a couple of gems, a magnifying glass. Look at the gems underneath. There's actually a newspaper down here on the floor that's extra. This one came with the the newspaper boy in the Series 24 Lego collectible minifigures. So if you wanted that newspaper, here's a way to get it. But that minifigure still out. So you got a red chair here, pretty basic build, but it looks pretty comfy. And you got a blue one that doesn't match it whatsoever. You got a staircase here, which is really cool to actually get a staircase in Lego. There's a clock on the wall with a gauge below. I don't know what that gauge is supposed to be. You have a little bit of a candle and then a wand on a stick. So that's very interesting to see. I don't know what that exactly is supposed to be or what that gauge is for. Probably some plumbing. You got a leaf here, and up here at the top they have some lights. They're supposed to be in it. I don't know why the instructions they have us put another light there, but that leaf. But I just follow the instructions. So below here we got a yellow box with a fire extinguisher there in the back. You see the black handle and the orange. Some cups and a green wine bottle. You get the fire stove that goes out and back of the house. Pile of logs, another fire extinguisher, a cleaver. You got a stove top over here. A carton of milk, and they're using a gun piece for the sink handles. That's very interesting. And I have no idea what that green piece back there with the gray on top is supposed to be, nor that red thing above it. So if you have any ideas, let me in the comment section down below know. And lastly, we got some more newspaper on the floor, some more storage. I really like the build for this lamp and the typewriter. And you got a stool and a cup of tea and a teapot. So that's the first floor. Let's now go upstairs. I'm going to show you that this disconnects back on via 4 studs. And first off, we got the bed, which is the most prevalent. It has some binoculars on it. Another candle, some more lights above it. And you got the stone. The first thing I saw was in the Ray of the Last Dragon set, so I'm not sure if that's where it's from initially. But I do like how the piece looks. Moving over here, we actually have a map that's the bed somewhat obscures. If my camera will focus again. Come on, you can do it. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't want to focus. Okay, there it goes. You can see it somewhat. Here we have a little Lego recreation of the treehouse set from a while back. There's a blue stud here. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but there's another blue stud back there. So maybe they're supposed to be Lego bits. Then we got a trophy with some books and then like kind of a model car at the far end. There's another silver cup on the floor. And as we go around to the other side, you can see that there is an opening for the staircase to go down. And for some reason, there's a red piece on it. There's the metal cup. You got a little acorn print there, a camera. You got a cupist print with another teacup there. And then lastly, you have this painting on the wall that it's as of a Lego mock. I just don't know who did it. So if you can remember, please let everybody know in the comments down below. I just couldn't find it, sadly, but I've seen it before. Then we have a little spider as a final critter at the very top there. So that's the inside. However, we're not done yet. So, surprisingly, underneath the cabin, there's actually more detail. And of course, something fell. But I'll get that later. So if I put it back up here, there's actually a little acorn print piece that I probably won't be able to get a look at, but it's just right here in that corner there. And there's actually a cardboard box build over there. But those are the last details that I feel are worthy pointing out. So, yeah, let me put the egg back in place. Yeah, I'll have to deal with that later. But, yep, that is the new A-frame cabin. Tell me what you think of it. However, this video is not done yet. It's adult set and pretty fragile, so you got to be careful putting it back together and just messing with it. This is definitely a display piece. So, yep, the last thing that I want to take a look at before I let you guys go is the instruction manual, because it's actually pretty interesting. So let me jump over to that. So the last thing I want to take a look at are actually the instructions, because I feel like Lego has tried for the first time in a while with these instructions and trying to make them look good. So first off, we have like this artistic representation build or painting of the cabin itself. So I think that's pretty cool. And then we have a night themed version as well, with everybody out on the porch enjoying themselves. So I think that's pretty just kind of fun. Also, kind of with these idea sets, you have kind of a little bit extra to them. Um, you have like this entire section, versatility and simplicity, talking about the desire to retire in a less stressful lifestyle at the cabin. Um, so for me, my family have a cabin that's just an hour north of where I live. So that's pretty fun for a visit too, and we do have like all these activities too. So that's one reason I wanted to get this set. So tell me your thoughts down below. What do you think of this A-frame cabin? Do you plan picking it up? Have you ordered it yet? What modifications do you plan to make to it? I'm trying to see if I can turn this into a Gravity Falls Mystery Shack, but that's not looking likely because I need kind of more space for it. So thank you guys all for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and see y'all next time. Goodbye.